Hi everybody, this is Mark from Mark's Mandalas, and this is the part 2 tutorial on how to make a mandala pendant. And coming up here very shortly is going to be a little video clip showing the center dot and how to check to see how close it is to center. And as you can see, I am currently spinning the dome glass in a circle, and there's not really any wobble in the center dot. Now I'm going to show you one that's not centered, and you can see the wobble. So you can just wipe off that paint and reapply a center dot again and spin it around until you get one that has as little wobble as you are satisfied with. And as you can see here, now I am going around with the first row of dots. I did the 12 and 6 o'clock with the green, and then the 3 and 9 o'clock with the blue, and then I followed up with putting a blue dot on either side of all of the green dots, and then green in the remaining spaces. And I am going to do 6 circles of dots on this mandala, and I could have actually just done 5 and then put a small border around there, but I decided to go ahead and take this pinwheel pattern all the way out to the edge. And you'll see at the end of this, when I do the last row, that part of the dots are actually laying over the side, but it works out just fine as far as I'm concerned. And I wanted to remind you that you can pause this tutorial at any time to get a better look at any of the steps. And whenever I do change the tool size and the paint, I go ahead and put a shot up there showing that. And I know I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you again as far as where I purchased the stuff to do this project. I got my paint from Michael's. It is Craftsmart Premium. And the micro drill bits I got from Harbor Freight Tools. You can go online, or if you have a location in your neighborhood, you can go ahead and go there in person and get it. And then as far as the dome glass and the pendant tray, as well as the glaze to glue the dome glass to the pendant tray, I got all of that from sunandmooncraftkits.com. And if you mention Mark's Mandalas in the notes section of your order, you will receive a 10% refund back on your order. And we're about done with the dotting portion of this tutorial. We're going to go on to the painting part. And I made a little hack as far as how to hold the dome glass without getting paint all over my hands. I had a piece of wood dowel laying around and some blue painter's tape. So I just made a little loop out of the tape, put it on an end of the dowel, and then I attached the dome glass to it. And it kept it secure enough to where I didn't have to worry about it falling off while I went ahead and painted the dotted portion of the glass. I don't paint the dome part, I paint the flat part. And it gives a nice backdrop to make the dots jump out. And you can use a different color besides black if you want to. You can get some pretty cool combinations, I think. So it's up to you to experiment if you like. And you can see here I'm kind of getting around the edge. If you get any on the top part of the dome glass, you can just wipe that off while it's still wet. It will come off without much of an issue. And I'm just kind of going around the edge here, and then I'll wipe off a little bit of the paint, and I'll try to not leave too much extra paint on there. And once I get that done, I'm going to let it dry, and I'll put a second coat. Once it dries, I'll put a second coat on there. And after the second coat is dry, it's time to glaze, and I'll put a ring of glaze around the outer perimeter and then kind of an X in the middle to give it pretty full coverage. And then it's just a matter of picking up the dome glass, putting the black part down, and I put it in, I kind of smush it down, spin around just a little bit to try to get the glaze covering as much as possible. And once the glaze dries, your mandala pendant is complete. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. This is Mark from Mark's Mandalas. Until next time, rock on.